As a last example of defending, again from a club level game played in the 1980s, we have this position where black has seen white play the bishop to b2 and wants to blot it out. So, well, if you might want this, you might want this fancy piece on looking down this diagonal, but black has created a strong point on e5 and is trying to use these pawns in the middle to blot out the bishop. The defect in that, I suppose, is that the light squares in the middle of the board are undefended, and now I think black has got some decisions to make about how they want to continue the development, and plays what is a fairly natural move, g6, to develop the bishop. And this formation that black's adopted is a familiar one. However, in this exact position, it's awful because of knight to g5, and I think it's fair to say now that black is lost. Now, from black's point of view, yes, you have 7 moves and you're already losing, but if the game continues normally, you're going to lose. So let's make a mess. Let's try and stop terrible things happening, and see if we can create some sort of counterplay, some sort of mess that white is going to have to think about. So d5, I suppose, immediately stops the attack on f7. If white takes with the bishop, you take it, and so the attack on f7 goes away. So they take with the e pawn, of course, and now white opens up the diagonal to the bishop again, and hit this time. Black puts the knight into d5, which not a very elegant move, but it does allow, after knight takes d5, queen takes d5, g5 rather, and so f2 is safe. And after takes on d4, takes on d4, white's got rid of their blocked in bishop, and after knight c7, king to d8, there is some possibility here for white to white to gain the exchange, but black is also creating a mess. White's using a huge amount of time here, and although black's about to go a rook down, there are some elements of counter-attack, and white was so worried about those that they played queen to f3, attacking f7 again rather ironically, but bishop takes d6, knight takes a8, rook to e8 check, bishop to f4. And now, although white's doing very well here being a rook up, white's rooks are actually stuck in the corners, just being paperweights, as we sometimes say, whereas black is using all of their pieces as actively as they can. White is still using enormous amounts of time, and after queen b7, queen takes d2, well, I don't think black's got anything concrete yet, but is doing their best to keep things going. White's still not castled, can't develop any of the rooks to any effect, and white's just fidgeting. Rook e7, queen to c6, attacking the rook, bishop to f4, and now there's some ideas maybe of mating on f2. And so white, with only 10 minutes left on the clock, gives a piece back and gives perpetual check with a draw. So I don't think black particularly deserved to get their draw there, but that's how it happened. So I'm offering you that as a, so if you're definitely losing and you can make a mess, sometimes it's enough of a mess to make your opponent veer off track.